Niels Peterson. He's a guy who actually uses Karelians up in Alaska for bear work. He's a bear biologist. Um, what he states is that they were originally bred for rodent control around the settlement, to pull sleds, to hunt, and also just for protection.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're very multi-purpose dog, and the fins they're kind of the the people that started them, the Karelians that started them, they're mostly peasants, and so they needed a very multi-purpose dog, and they also kind of wanted a dog that was a lot more primitive. And so I think the breed was established in the 50s, and I forget how many original Karelians were registered, and then and I can't tell you the exact numbers, but I think maybe 900 new dogs are registered every year in Finland. Um, but but yeah, I'm not too certain on how exact those numbers are.
Right.
It's actually pretty awesome. They're using them for search and rescue. People, there's a few people I know that have had success with them using them in scent trials, for the UKC or the AKC. Stuka is one of the most agile dogs, for kind of her body build
Mm-hmm.
that we've ever seen. And then Koba, the male that we bred her to in Montana, he is very agile, and so I would not be surprised if there's people that use them in agility tests and competing. And then what they're primarily used for in Alaska and especially out west is bear bear management and bear conflict control. We have worked a lot with Carrie Hunt out of Wind River Bear Institute in Florence, Montana. She has been breeding Karelians and using them to what she calls bear shepherd grizzlies and black bears, and sometimes mountain lions if need be. And that's basically bears will get accustomed to eating human food, um, and they'll get desensitized to being close to humans, and thus they kind of become dangerous to humans. And so what they'll do is they'll tranquilize the bears. They'll put them in a cage of where they frequently visit in human areas. They'll release them, throw flashbangs at them, shoot them with bean bags, and then turn the Karelians loose on them and chase the bears away. And that's better than relocating them, because relocation usually fails most of the time. Either the bear gets killed by a bigger bear in the area that they get relocated, or the bear returns to its problem area. But using the Karelians they've had huge amounts of success with that. And so I know, from what I understand, Carrie was the first woman to kind of pioneer that. And since then, there's a lot of people that have started using them out west. Um, for that bear management, which I think is super essential just for conservation and hunting, and understanding how we as humans like live with the wildlife that we come in contact with every day.
Right. But they were saying that these dogs were very serious and not always handler friendly. Is that true, or could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, if Suka doesn't have a job, she's not a very happy puppy, and
Right.
so uh, they're very handler friendly if the handler knows what they're doing, and
Right.
if the handler is in control. Um, they're I would say they're kind of a stubborn breed, and they're a very independent breed, which I just like a lot, and I think Faith likes a lot too. We're kind of both independent in our own sense, and so it's learning how to understand, honor, and respect that independence, but then also lead it as well.
Right.
Another thing that's interesting is she can tell the difference. And Josh and I, and when we take her on walks and runs, and when Josh takes her, she is a lot more independent and will go farther and longer before coming in and checking back in with us. And then when it's just me, it's interesting that she can tell that difference, and she'll come and check in more frequently.
Wow.
So it's a matter of building trust, and again, just being a good handler, and having that control, and having that that stern voice. I know in the beginning when I was trying to learn how to give her commands, I would, be nervous to be, stern or say them the way they were supposed to be said. Because Josh has actually trained her in Arabic, and so I was embarrassed to say those words and all that. But once I kind of got past that and was just being able to be confident enough to, be as assertive as I needed to be, it kind of changed the game as far as how she interacted with me. So
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So in regards to human interaction, she's kind of indifferent. If someone comes to the home, she is happy as can be to see them, unless they surprise us and her. And then you get all 45 pounds of anger, bark, and
Right.
fear that she can unleash. When we're in this, like at nighttime, if when I let her out to go to the bathroom, if she thinks that there's something in the woods, she's gonna run back into the woods and make sure that whatever is back there is gone. And then she comes back with a big goofy grin on her face and just kind of like, "Aren't you happy, mom and dad? Like I scared them away. I don't know what it was, but they're gone." But in regards to people, when we're away from the home, she's kind of indifferent. She just wants to hunt and chase. And so if we're out on the trails, like other people's dogs will stop and like they want to sniff you or do whatever, and she just runs right by people. She just doesn't really care, and or doesn't even really care about other dogs. And so I would say that her ability to decipher what is threatening and what is not threatening is pretty acute. She's not just going to bark at anything. It has to display aggressive intent, and then it's pretty quick that instinct kicks in